Welcome back to the Awesome Agents podcast. I'm Alex, and today we're looking at Google's Gemini Spark finally arriving on Mac.
Yeah, and there's more to this update than the headline. The file system access is one thing, but the MCP support is what caught my attention.
Okay, let's back up for listeners who haven't come across Spark before. What is it exactly?
Spark is Google's agentic assistant. It's less of a chatbot and more of something that takes long-running tasks and executes them, either on your machine or in Google's cloud.
And until now, it was only on Windows?
It was in the Gemini desktop app, but without local execution on Mac. This update adds a dedicated Spark tab and connects it directly to your file system.
Which is a big deal. What can it actually do with your files once you give it access?
You link specific folders like downloads, desktop, or documents, and Spark can read them, sort PDFs, rename files in bulk, pull figures from invoices into a spreadsheet.
That sounds genuinely useful. But there was a line in Google's own docs that made me do a double take.
The part about permanently deleting files and sharing them with third parties?
Exactly that. It's expected for a file agent, but it's a strong thing to have written out in the documentation.
I actually appreciate the explicitness. There's also an alert toggle for when backups fail, specifically to prevent silent data loss. They're not hiding what the agent is capable of.
Okay, so they're being upfront about the risks. What about the developer angle? You mentioned MCP.
This is the part I found truly interesting. Spark now accepts Model Context Protocol connections, so you can wire it to anything that speaks MCP.
And that's the same protocol Claude Code uses.
Right. So if a team already has MCP servers running for other agents, they can point Spark at those same endpoints without rebuilding anything.
That's real interoperability, not just another integration list you have to wait for Google to ship.
Exactly. And there's a real-time monitoring piece too. Spark can watch stock prices, news feeds, sports scores, email, and trigger actions when conditions are met.
Like a personal workflow automation layer running in the background.
And it runs on Google's cloud infrastructure, so your Mac doesn't even need to be awake for the monitoring part.
Okay, let's talk about the constraints, because there are a few real ones.
The biggest is price. Google AI Ultra costs $99 a month. Claude Pro with Cowork is $20 a month. That's a 5-to-1 price gap.
Which isn't a small detail if you're a developer deciding which agent platform to build around.
And it's US only for now. Beta launch, no timeline given on broader availability. Most of our listeners outside the US are in a wait-and-see situation.
There's also the local execution constraint. Your Mac has to stay awake for tasks that touch local files?
Yes. The cross-device handoff, where you assign a task from your phone and it runs on your Mac while you're out, is listed as coming soon but not there yet.
So the full vision isn't quite shipped.
Not yet. And Gemini 3.5 is powering this, which was itself delayed as of last month. So the capability ceiling here is real, not just a beta disclaimer.
Who should actually pay attention right now?
Engineers already running MCP infrastructure. For them, the integration cost is low enough to run a side-by-side test against other agents.
And for everyone else?
Wait, the price and US-only availability make this more of a signal about where Google is heading than a product to switch to today.
That's where I land too. It says more about Google's direction for Gemini than about where the product actually is right now.
It's a clear commitment from their side. Spark on Mac is a step toward a real desktop agent, not just a smarter search box.
Well said. Full article is on awesomeagents.ai, link in the show notes. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next time.